The Young and the Restless spoilers preview week of April 14th to 18th, 2025 full episodes. Victor Newman's devious promise. A dangerous plot unfolds in Genoa City in the ever-turbulent world of The Young and the Restless, where power, deceit, and familial ties often intertwine. Victor Newman is once again at the heart of a brewing storm. Known for his ruthless tactics and unyielding desire to secure power for the Newman family, Victor's latest move has left many questioning just how far he is willing to go to ensure his vision for the future of Newman Enterprises is realized. The latest twist in the ongoing saga involves a vow of revenge, a strategic alliance, and a tempting offer that could shift the balance of power in Genoa City. The question now is, what lengths will Victor go to, and who will be swept up in his dangerous game? Victor's vow. A promise of punishment for Kyle Abbott. Victor Newman, the formidable patriarch of the Newman family, is known for his ability to wield power like a weapon. And when his family's honor or legacy is threatened, Victor doesn't hesitate to strike back. The tension between the Newmans and the Abbotts has been simmering for quite some time, but now, it seems like Victor has decided to take matters into his own hands, setting his sights specifically on one Abbott, Kyle Abbott, the ambitious son of Jack Abbott. In a rare moment of vulnerability mixed with cold calculation, Victor made an unwavering vow: he will make sure Kyle Abbott pays the price for the threat he represents. Kyle, who has often been a thorn in Victor's side, may soon find himself facing consequences far beyond what he expected. Victor's intentions are clear. His desire is not just to defeat Kyle in business or the corporate world, it goes deeper. Victor wants to strip Kyle of any power or standing, particularly in relation to his beloved granddaughter, Claire Newman, played by Haley Aaron. This desire is not just for personal vendetta, it's about securing the future of his family, ensuring that Claire and the Newman legacy remain untouchable. And for Victor, that means Kyle must be removed from the picture in any way possible. The relentless pursuit of power, Victor's offer to Audra Charles to accomplish his goal of bringing down Kyle Abbott, Victor knows he can't do it alone. Even someone as powerful as him requires a little help when dealing with complex, well-connected adversaries. This is where Audra Charles enters the picture. Known for her sharp mind and ability to manipulate situations in her favor, Audra has long been a resident of Genoa City with aspirations of climbing the social and corporate ladder. Victor recognized her potential and, unsurprisingly, saw an opportunity to use her to his advantage. Earlier this week, Victor approached Audra with a proposition that would change the course of her career, if she was willing to play along. The deal was simple: if Audra helped him take down Kyle Abbott, she would be rewarded with whatever position she desired at Newman Enterprises. In Victor's world, that's an offer few can refuse. But the cost of accepting such a deal is high, and the moral implications of aiding in a scheme to destroy someone's life are not lost on Audra. Victor's implication was clear. The method he envisioned to bring down Kyle wasn't just through corporate sabotage or underhanded tactics. No, Victor wanted Audra to get closer to Kyle on a personal level. He implied that the best way to ensure Kyle's downfall would be to use her charm, to seduce him, and, ultimately, to influence his decisions in a way that would lead to his fall from grace. Audra's reluctance, a line she won't cross? Audra's reaction to Victor's proposition was less than enthusiastic. She had already forged a relationship with Nate Hastings, one of Genoa City's rising stars, and had no interest in disrupting that dynamic. Audra was not just a woman seeking power for the sake of it, she had a personal stake in her own happiness, and that didn't involve becoming a pawn in Victor's intricate web of manipulation. When Victor suggested using her relationship with Kyle as a means to seduce him, she rejected the idea outright. It was a moral boundary she was unwilling to cross, and she wasn't about to jeopardize her integrity for the sake of a business deal, no matter how tempting the offer was. Her refusal, however, wasn't met with anger from Victor. Instead, the Great Mustache, as he's often called, simply retracted his original suggestion with a cool, calculated smile. He knew Audra's value, and he knew that pushing too hard could risk losing her entirely. Instead of pushing her further, he offered her the chance to reconsider. "Take your time," he said, his voice filled with the calm authority he was known for. "The offer stands. If you choose to help me, I'll ensure your future at Newman Enterprises is secured, no matter what position you desire." Victor's persistence was both alluring and unnerving. He wasn't a man who took no for an answer easily. The promise of power at Newman Enterprises would be a career-defining opportunity for anyone in Genoa City, and Audra knew that turning down Victor's offer might mean losing a once-in-a-lifetime chance. But at what cost? The tempting offer and the moral dilemma: will Audra help Victor? Victor's offer to Audra left her in a moral quandary. She could easily see the power she would gain by aligning herself with one of the most influential figures in Genoa City. A position at Newman Enterprises would place her in the heart of the corporate world, with the chance to shape her future in ways few could dream of. But the price of that power was steep. She would have to compromise her values, her relationship with Nate, and perhaps even her own sense of self-respect. The stakes are high, and Victor's schemes are notorious for their complexity and danger. If Audra decides to take up Victor's offer, she may be stepping into a web of deceit and power struggles that could pull her in deeper than she ever anticipated. And if she refuses, she risks losing the opportunity of a lifetime at Newman Enterprises, all while dealing with the fallout from Victor's disapproval. At this juncture, the question remains: will Audra cave to the temptation of power, or will she hold steadfast to her personal integrity and relationships? Only time will tell. What's next for Kyle Abbott and Victor Newman? While Victor's scheming continues to unfold behind the scenes, Kyle Abbott remains blissfully unaware of the dangerous plot being woven against him. As Victor's revenge takes shape, Kyle will find himself on the receiving end of a game he didn't even know he was playing. Will Kyle be able to withstand the storm that Victor is building? Or will he fall victim to the calculated machinations of a man who will stop at nothing to protect his family's legacy? Victor Newman has always been a man of ambition, but his latest promises of punishment for Kyle Abbott are not merely about business, they are about something far more personal. As Victor's schemes unfold, it is clear that his vendetta against the Abbott family is far from over. The question is, how far will Victor go to ensure that Kyle Abbott is eliminated from the Newman equation, and who will get caught in the crossfire of his plans? This expansion brings the story to life by delving into the dynamics of power, loyalty, and personal ambition, exploring the choices and dilemmas faced by the characters. The narrative intertwines the strategic manipulations of Victor with Audra's moral quandaries, setting the stage for the next dramatic chapter in The Young and the Restless. Victoria's emotional journey, facing the past and learning from her mistakes in the world of The Young and the Restless. The characters are often defined by their complicated personal relationships, and Victoria Newman is no exception. As the powerful, ambitious daughter of Victor Newman, Victoria has always had a keen sense of business, but her romantic life has been a different story, one fraught with mistakes, heartbreak, and moments of introspection. Victoria's past relationship with Cole Howard has left a lasting impact on her, one that she continues to reflect upon. She's not one to openly show vulnerability, especially given her role in the Newman family, but there are moments when the cracks in her armor show. Recently, Victoria has found herself questioning whether she's been honest with herself about the emotional toll that her past relationships, especially with Cole, have taken on her. In the past, she made impulsive decisions, driven by emotions rather than rational thinking. Cole Howard was someone she had deeply cared for, but their relationship ended on sour terms. Now, as she navigates her current circumstances, Victoria finds herself facing some uncomfortable truths about her past mistakes and the way they've influenced her future choices. The unsettling confrontation with Cole Howard. As Victoria reflects on her past with Cole, she grapples with the idea of whether or not to confront him again. It's clear that there are unresolved issues that have haunted her for years. The question remains, will she finally gather the courage to face Cole about the things that have been eating away at her for so long? Is she ready to be open and honest, not only with him but also with herself? Victoria's inner conflict grows as she contemplates whether she should confront Cole about something that continues to linger in the back of her mind. This isn't just about the hurt and betrayal from their past, but rather something much deeper, a reflection on her own role in how things turned out. She has learned from her mistakes, but she also knows that sometimes, facing the ghosts of the past is necessary for healing. Could this confrontation with Cole open the door to a bittersweet reconciliation, or will it simply further cement the distance between them? There is a palpable tension as Victoria navigates these feelings, and it's clear that whatever happens, it will be a turning point for her emotionally. Is Victoria being honest with herself? Victoria's story isn't just about confronting Cole, it's about whether she can be truly honest with herself. For years, she's built walls around her emotions, prioritizing business and family over her own happiness. But now, as she faces the shadows of her past, she must ask herself, has she been truly honest with her heart? The lessons Victoria has learned from her relationship with Cole and others have shaped who she is today. But as she finds herself caught between the past and the present, she's forced to confront whether she can trust herself, and whether her heart is leading her in the right direction. Will she repeat her past mistakes, or will she chart a new course for herself, one that takes into account the lessons she's learned about love, trust, and forgiveness? The fallout of Victoria's choices, will there be a heartbreaking romance? As Victoria continues to wrestle with her emotions, the question arises, could there be another romantic entanglement in her future? The shadow of her past relationship with Cole Howard looms large, and there's a lingering possibility that Victoria may find herself drawn to someone new. But with her emotional baggage and the ghosts of her past, will she allow herself to open up to someone again? The road to true happiness seems fraught with obstacles for Victoria. Her fears of repeating the same mistakes and the emotional scars of past relationships make it difficult for her to take the leap into another romantic journey. Will she remain guarded, or will she take a chance on love once more? Only time will tell, but if history is any indication, there may be a heartbreaking romance on the horizon for Victoria, one filled with passion, turmoil, and the risk of painful loss. Jack Abbott's strategic move. The stakes are high in the search for Alan. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott finds himself navigating the perilous waters of family loyalty and justice. The story of Alan and Tracy continues to unfold, and Jack is determined to ensure that his sister gets the justice she deserves. With new information coming to light, Jack realizes that he cannot allow the situation to slide by without taking action. The stakes are higher than ever, and Jack makes a critical decision: he must bring the police into the situation. The information he holds regarding Alan's involvement in Tracy's ordeal is too significant to be ignored. Jack knows that if he wants to ensure justice for his sister and prevent further harm from Alan, he needs the law on his side. His decision to inform Chance Chancellor, Genoa City's detective, could be the turning point in unraveling Alan's dangerous game. Jack's instincts tell him that the situation is far more dangerous than it appears. He's seen enough of Alan's manipulative ways to know that if they don't act quickly, the situation could spiral out of control. It's clear that Jack isn't just concerned for Tracy's safety, he's also worried about the potential fallout for the entire family. Chance Chancellor's discovery. A hidden danger unveiled as Chance digs deeper into the investigation. He uncovers something that sends chills down his spine. The information that Jack has provided about Alan and Tracy opens a door to a much darker, more complicated narrative. Chance, always the meticulous detective, finds himself connecting the dots between Alan's involvement and a series of other troubling events, including the kidnapping of Sharon Newman and the mysterious disappearance of Red. Chance's discovery is a game-changer. It becomes clear that the situation is far from ordinary, there are deeper, more sinister forces at play, and Chance's investigation is leading him into dangerous territory. He realizes that they are dealing with a mastermind who will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. The implications of Alan's actions could have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. Chance knows that time is of the essence. With the stakes so high, he must act quickly and decisively. But there's a risk. If Martin, Alan's associate, catches wind of Chance's investigation, it could lead to even more dangerous consequences. Alan and his associates are not to be underestimated. and Chance knows that he must tread carefully. Warning for Ashley and Jack. The dangers of confronting Martin. As Chance moves forward with his investigation, he becomes increasingly concerned about the potential dangers of confronting Martin directly. Martin, who has been involved in the kidnapping of Sharon and Red, is a dangerous individual with a penchant for violence. Chance knows that if they push too hard, too fast, Martin could lash out in ways that are even more unpredictable and brutal. With this in mind, Chance takes the necessary precautions, warning Ashley and Jack to stay out of Martin's path. He urges them not to make any rash moves that could provoke Martin further. The last thing they need is to escalate the situation into something even more perilous. Chance's warnings are clear: they cannot afford to act impulsively. If they are to bring Alan and Martin to justice, they must be methodical and strategic. Every move must be calculated, and every action must be taken with the utmost care. The tension is mounting, and as Chance gets closer to uncovering the full truth, the danger for everyone involved grows exponentially. But with the clock ticking, Chance will do whatever it takes to ensure that the truth is revealed, and that those responsible for Sharon and Red's kidnapping, as well as Tracy's trauma, are held accountable. As these storylines unfold, it's clear that the future of many characters in The Young and the Restless hangs in the balance. For Victoria, the journey to self-understanding and emotional healing is just beginning. For Jack and Chance, the stakes are higher than ever as they confront powerful adversaries. The path ahead is filled with uncertainty, but one thing is clear. Every decision, every confrontation, will have lasting consequences. And for the residents of Genoa City, the question remains: who will emerge victorious in the end?